Hello, and welcome to another Rangaroo cast. Me, Rangaroo, and today we're doing a 1v1 on Charmanteler Avente. The map names in this are rather hard to pronounce, compared to war games, rather simple alliteration puns. So anyway, on left hand side in blue 4, we got ourselves Infamous as the 2nd Infantry Division, and on right hand side in red as red 4, we have DuroSVK as the 352nd Infantry Division, Pegasus. Now, this was one of the matches from the tournament. It wasn't a semi-finals match. It was something a little bit before. But I didn't want to include it in my tournament coverage. I just wanted to stick to semi-finals, finals, and the bronze match. So this is why we are doing this now. And for good reason, because it is a fantastic match. And also, it's not airborne on airborne, which makes it a bit more interesting. We've got 2 infantry divisions going at it, and I'm already excited to see the 352nd there. A very fun deck in my book, as I do have a nice amount of infantry spam, and the other Panther is just a fantastic Phase C unit. So we're going to speed things up, and as you can see, I'm taking a sweet time to deploy, but I think we'll be going off in just a second. Yeah, here we go. So let us take a look. On the left hand side, got a DD, quite a bit of infantry. Of course, it's mainly all Rangers because Rangers are the name of the game. Well, on the right for Duro, got a Panzerjäger, quite a few machine guns, and of course, probably Osttruppen infantry. A lot of MG42s, so just cover all over the bloody place. And there are the Osttruppen, which are pretty decent infantry units. I will not lie, they're rather fun to use. So, pretty basic stuff. We got DuroSVK taking control of the middle forest. The top hand side do have some ranger assaults, which will prove to be quite a nuisance. And you don't really have anything to deal with them during A phase, as all you got is Osttruppen and Grenadiers. And you all know flamethrower infantry inside the forest are deadly, especially when they're 2-starred. And you thought airborne engineers are bad and ranger assaults are a whole nother ball game. And it seems like the main engagement is going on down below, as we've got infantry, sport guns, and MG42s hammering away at the Infamous's Rangers. And the real problem here is going to be at Sherman. Trying to get the tank in a position to try and knock it out will be the main deciding factor if Duro can attack or not. He does have 2 tanks, a Panzer III and a Panzerjäger, and he is using the Panzerjäger to slowly snipe at the Ranger machine guns. But you see, the Sherman just had enough fireouts or range to hit the Osttruppens, and Duro's doing a smart thing keeping his tanks back. If he wants to kill that Sherman, he's probably going to have to flank around it, because as you see, his AT guns can just barely penetrate its armor. So he's holding his ground rather well. Duro moving through with some more Osttruppen, and really it's just the infantry support guns proven to be quite brutal from DuroSVK. I mean, the machine gun 42s as well are just crazy good. But Infamous is flanking around top. We've got an M20 behind enemy lines here. And Ranger Assault slowly making their raid down south. There's a Sermon. Still holding its position. And there we go. He's going to be rushing with his tanks. I mean, if you just get 3 of them really close. There we go. And at that range, they can penetrate. Oh, it's a bit of side armor here, but I think I'll be able to take advantage of it. A few more bounces, and he's going to be charging the Sherman. There's no anti-tank weaponry here except from the Ranger mortars. And there we go. The tank is down, and this is going to give DuroSVK the opportunity to start moving into the town. We've got smoke being dropped on the Grenadiers, and the Ranger assaults are going to be charging a position. Good use of smoke, just in case of any machine gun fire hitting them from the right-hand side. They are going to be bum rushing in. Got a 120mm mortar from DuroSVK, if I can say 120mm correctly. He's going to be using that to counter artillery, the 60mm. And yeah, Duro is just going to start sweeping down south. We do have another Sherman being brought up. But yeah, there's 3 tanks on run, and it's still rather close range engagement. See, already a first shot, knocking out the shooter. And just the morale damage alone is going to force the Sherman to retreat on M7DD, which will hopefully start picking off these Grenadiers as they try to cross over. But yeah, very good play here from Duro, taking advantage of the fire support and long range advantage that he has. Because even though Rangers are powerful infantry and it's a really bloody good, they can't do much against an infantry gun or an MG42 at max range, because they only have 500 meter range compared to the MG42's 800. So a real good counter to the 2nd Infantry, which is usually known as a very powerful and annoying deck to fight against an A-phase because of all the infantry. But Infamous has managed to take good control on top hand side here. Forrest is now completely here, he's got an AT gun in position, but he can't exactly take too much of an advantage and push through because we've got a goddamn line of MG42s like it's goddamn dog red and an AT gun backing him up. So yeah, no infantry assaults is going to be happening, so pretty much a no man's land up top. The Sherman holding its ground rather throughout in the open field at distance, which is exactly where it needs to be. We probably need a proper AT guns as this Pack 38 to bring up to destroy it. Another Ranger machine gun squad rushing in. So we've got quite a few grenadiers in here, but we are going to be in B phase very shortly. I do believe Duro is going to be able to get some better artillery pieces, while Infamous should be able to get some more Shermans and regular infantry to shore up, because he's lost a lot of Rangers already. And really, the only thing protecting his bottom hand flank is that M4DD, which is starting to run out of 50 cal ammunition. And the Priest slowly picking away, knocking out the IG-18 because it does outrange it. And he's just going to be bashing away at the MG42, a very good counter here, as the infantry fire support is really the main threat against Infamous's forces. And there we go, bringing up reinforcements, a Bofors, some regular infantry, another Ranger machine gun squad, and bringing up a recon up top. I mean, he can pound away his MG42s if he spots it, because he does have the T30. But oh boy, Duro just bringing up the Pack 43 immediately. I mean, it kills. It will definitely kill. So that's going to stop any vehicle play up top. But as you can see, it's really just a fight over the town. The xylophone playing its beautiful musical tune of boom boom boom. Here's my 114mm rockets, and the Bofors pounding away at the Grenadiers. And we've got artillery forcing the M7DD to fall back. It really is just a fight over the out-of-town section. I do feel like Duro needs to bring up some more direct fire support. It's got a good amount of artillery, which is helping him quite a bit. Now again, counter artillery by the 107. Bring up supplies, which he doesn't desperately need, but definitely help out. I mean, you can't say no to some ammunition. Our rifles moving through, forcing the Osttrooper to retreat. The Pad Strike squad also wanting to pull back, and has a nice chunk of land back in Infamous's hands. And well, it's not too far on points. Infamous only 200 points off DuroSVK, which is not a lot in Steel Division terms. And the Priest DD pounding away. And then the Grenadiers and Osttrooper in really low numbers now in this town. And because of all the fire support and tanks that Infamous is bringing up, he's going to be able to take us back. The AT guns aren't in position, there's no tanks over here. But I have a feeling Duro may try to refocus on top hand side. Does have that Pack 43, and well, Pack 43s are scary. It's just those Ranger assaults that he needs to deal with if he tries and attacks. But he's also making good progress down below. The M4 Shermans, as there's no AT to really stop him at the moment. I mean, the Panzerschreck may be able to get a side shot here. Yeah, I think he's just in range to hit the Command Sherman. Just a little bit closer. Yeah, definitely in range. Oh, just blocked by the tree. Yeah, blocked by the tree line now. Oh, the smoke, I mean. That's a bit unfortunate. He kind of cock-blocked himself out of a Sherman tank kill here. Here you go, Fusiliers being brought up. There we go, AA guns, xylophone, mortars. A lot of fire support from Infamous, but he really needs to get some regular infantry to try and assault this town. Moving on some Ranger Marauders, which I I think it proved a little bit too futile as they are out in the open, and they don't have machine guns, so they can't take advantage of their close range capability. Because even though Ranger Mortars are a bazooka squad, they got 3 Tommy machine guns for a 2-star squad. They can do a pretty decent job in close quarters encounters against infantry squads that don't have CQC weaponry. And so there we go, we've got some pioneers moving into a forest. Good pick, as they do have those amazing 22 HE grenades. Yeah, 3 of them. So this would be enough to deal with those ranger assaults, but you never know. I mean, he definitely wants to probably direct some mortar fire their direction. There we go, fighting at the long range, which also works out because ranger assaults don't exactly have great long range capability. Only 3 Garans, while the pioneers do have a machine gun and a lot more rifles. And can the MG42, if the ranger assaults move up a little bit, then it would get pinned down by MG42, but that's not what he's doing. Bring up some more mortars and ranger mortars up top. Until Duros is barely holding on to his town, loses a mortar run there. I think that's a mortar run. Mortar 2, it's a mortar, it's a tank destroyer. And now he's going to be counter-artillery and the enemy artillery, rear of the SK-18, which is essentially unkillable if you use it correctly, if it's ridiculous 4-kilometer range. You've got bomb and run there from P-47 Thunderbolt, going to be forced to retreat due to that lone 37mm. And we've got Gabby flying around. Everyone's favourite allied fighter race. I mean, it's a funny name, and gotta admit, the paint job is pretty damn cool. I mean, heck, even the little unit icon down here is different compared to the other P-47s, I believe. But a flat gun holding its ground. There we go, we got Flak 88 over here. So I think Duros are setting in full defense. Just trying to hold them to that town still, but yeah, bringing up another mortar. A mortar 2. Yeah, it was a mortar from earlier. They're all rather similar, low armor, high AP weaponry. There you go, bomb and run onto the mortars. Or artillery, I should really say. As they know in a flat gun. And flat guns are really hard to kill with airplanes, at least. Like, even with artillery, they have so much HP, you need to direct a lot of fire to be able to kill one. It's actually rather effective if you get a large group of Flak 88s and just attack, move them across an open field. Because they would kill everything that they come up against. And heck, if they send airplanes, well, it's not going to work. It's just not going to work. But you do need a lot of them to really make it worthwhile. So there's so many targets to shoot, they don't know who to shoot first. It seems like, Yat Infamous is going to be taking the town under his control for this final assault with the Ranger supports. May just want to rush up and capture. Oh, good hit, yeah. But is he going to capture the Osttrooper? Yes, he does. As it does that little bug out thing. I think it bugs out with the capture if they're in a building. I've seen it a few other times where I don't actually show the right flags. There you go, good xylophone there. Finishing off a mortar. Stun up a few bits and pieces. But Duro has a decent defensive line. 2 Flak 88 is nothing to balk at. But I feel like I need some more infantry to actually be inside the forest. And maybe some recon. You got Panzer 35 in position. I think he's going to be taking a snipe at the DD. Gets the kill, yeah. Very important kill. Those DDs are nasty buggers to fight against. But still, Infamous holding this forest with his few Ranger assaults. And MG42 up top slowly getting pounded away by the mortar. And I think Infamous is going to try to do an attack afterwards to gain the top hand side. Got a fighter race Focke-Wulf to counteract at a Thunderbolt flying around. I mean, rather similarly matched planes in terms of performance. But both sides are just defending, really. Just a bit of artillery back and forth. No crazy maneuvers. We got some Ursat Trooper now from Duro, which is always a good choice. Ursat Troopers are wonderful. Just good old cheap cannon fodder. When you just want cannon fodder. Oh damn, a Flak 88 did get destroyed here by a heavy mortar. And I'm amazed this guy is still alive, only 1 HP. A single shot is all you need to knock it out. Thunderbolt going in for bombing run, it seems. Fails to drop its bomb zone. Now it's being chased by Messerschmitt, and down she goes. As Duro has a rather decent anti-aircraft net with a single 88. I'm not being sarcastic, that really is just good enough. Duro's trying to make a move on the left, but he needs some more direct fire support. He probably doesn't have any more infantry guns left. Maybe a tank if he has it. But once he gets into sea phase, he will get that fearsome Jagdpanther. And damn, Jagdpanther is one of like the best tanks in game, I have to say. Or one of the best German super heavy tanks. Or heavy tanks in general. Because it has a good amount of armor. And the gun will kill literally every single allied tank effectively. And it's not a ridiculous price point. 300 points is reasonable for what you're getting. I mean, the only thing that can effectively kill you at max range are 17 pounders with the Jagdpanther. But it's just a solid little tank. Well, not little, it's a rather big tank destroyer. Considering that Infamous can only bring up Shermans such as the Rhino, which is his most heavily armoured tank. And armor penetration rate, he only gets 14 AP with the AT guns and 13 with Wolverine, so a little bit of trouble here fighting the Jagdpanthers. But it's going to be down to Duro if he wants to use that Jagdpanther or not. Ranger Assault's taking some heavy fire. I mean, damn, he got 4 MG42s. That is quite a lineup of machine guns. But heck, that's all you need if you just want to cover an open field. Against infantry pushers, you don't need grenadiers or anything. Just a lot of rat-a-tat-a-tat machine guns. Gabi being forced to retreat. He's going to fight another day as the Focke-Wulf still flies around. Trying to keep the skies clear. And I feel like Duro is really trying to retake his little town once again. He just needs a bit more artillery so his Ersatz trooping can move up. There we go, range of support knocked out. But once again, like I said, he just needs some more direct fire support. Got a mobile wagon too to keep the skies clear. And I feel like also top hand side would be a very good point to maneuver. Because after the Ranger Assault are cleared, you can easily go for his forest. Now it's quite a bit of ground to capture if you so dare to choose so. And okay, we got a Focke-Wulf flying against the Gabi and another Thunderbolt. And the Focke-Wulf's going to be forced to retreat. Got another FW getting into the fray, trying to shoot down the Thunderbolt, but it's quite a bit of both force IA here. And is he? No, he's going to be forced to fall back, so no actual casualties. Just a little bit of lost dignity from both sides. And this one lone machine gun is still holding on to his town. Just rat-a-tat-tat an array of anything that dares tries to attack. And it's in a good spot because it just has enough field of fire to cover attack anything or shoot anything that tries to get into the town, but not to expose some enemy fire. So a rather advantageous position. There we go, we've got Sherman, we've got Wolverine moving up. And yeah, there's Duro content with artillery and array, trying to kill that M3 OP, but it's going to be forced to retreat. And there we go, another Wolverine strike. Not Wolverine, Xylophone strike, that's nothing to do with Wolverine. Just stun up Pioneers and Ersatz trooping out trying to attack, and yeah, just a plain infantry so like I'm saying is not going to work against that town. Got some infantry reinforcements into the forest. Just some regular old rifles, nothing too fancy, but should be enough to outnumber those Pioneers. The Ranger Assaults moving up, they are exposing themselves to machine gun 42 fire. And they are just going to fall back. Pioneers very much stunned at the moment. We've got artillery trying to hit up. Sorry about that, the recording just cut out halfway. So anyway, we've got HS-129 being brought up, but as you can see it's already being intercepted by the Thunderbolt. We've got two Focke-Wulfs chasing down the Thunderbolt as it tries to get the kill, but just both sides have a lot of AA. Does manage to kill that one. Gabi going in for some revenge. And is he going to... Yeah, he kills the fighter race, which is extremely important. And I think that has just be a good time to fall back. A very rare for our trade. And here we go. We got the Jagdpanther being brought up. The heavy tank I was talking about earlier. And if he uses it correctly, he's going to have his open ground completely under his control. as he slowly advances. There you go, picks off a Sherman. Now he's trying to pick off the second, picking off the rifles. There you go, another Sherman down. As long as it keeps it at range, it's effectively unkillable. As long as it doesn't get too cocky and let it get flanked. And the Wolverine is just going to stay back for now. Can't exactly engage him at long distance. And Focke-Wulf trying to be brought up, but he's forced to retreat immediately. Did have some bombing runs, stun up the Grenadiers, but that's really it so far. Mobarag doing some good old fire support against some Ranger support, and the Pioneers are just barely going to be able to make it into the town. Oh, they're going to get spotted by the Wolverine if they do try to cross, and there we go. And hey, Infamous was doing a good job holding in the back end of the town, waiting for them to move up where they have narrow cones of fire. As they are rather protected if they just stay back. There you go, infantry support gun 33, the big old one. Gonna be firing a ray at the Wolverine, it seems. Too bad it's not an anti-tank gun, but it's enough to stun it up a little bit. And the Jagd Panther is gonna be moving up at range. The Wolverine could penetrate the Jagd Panther. I think he just barely sees it. I mean, it's gonna be a rather risky encounter. The Wolverine gonna be forced to retreat. And the Jagd Panther is going to continue to move up. And yeah, just a few RSATs trooping, Grenadiers, but still not enough to get into the town, which is DuroSVK surely wants. And I still think attacking up top for him would be the best course of action. I mean, he doesn't have the fire support available, but if you just get enough infantry into that forest, you should be able to kick them out. Because we've got quite a bit of a defensive line here. Haters12B3 getting the kill on the Wolverine and gonna be pulling back. No Gabby to shoot it down, so he will be safe for now. And the Jagd Panther shooting up some Ranger support. The Bofors gonna be stunning up the Ersatz trooping. And really just needs to start picking off the Bofors and other guns. And that's exactly what he's doing with his mortars. And damn, those Ranger Marauders are ridiculously close. I'm amazed they're not spotted. I mean, he needs to get another 150 odd meters or so to kill the Jagd Panther, but I think if he just rates around a little bit, he can get the snipe. I mean, this is real good use of recon infantry here. Planting them behind enemy lines. And oh, there he goes. He's going to be aiming. And is he going to tell him to shoot? Can he realise this? Because if he kills the Jagd Panther, I know he's going to get a side shot. Is he rating for the side shot? So I think 15 armor is just a little tough for Bazooka to penetrate. I'm not entirely sure. Oh no. No. He can kill it. There we go. He realises it. Range. Oh. Oh god. That's heartbreaking to watch. But very lucky on the Jagd Panther. Yeah. Jesus. Jesus. If he just did that a little bit earlier, he could have killed the Jagd Panther, but that was just poor time, and he ended up just getting spotted immediately and blown up. Oh, surrendered actually. And oh damn, we've got an M15 just barreling through the top hand side. He doesn't give a crap. He's just going to be harassing the mortar 2 here. But if he gets stunned up a little bit more, it's going to be an easy capture target. Even though it's just an AA gun, the Mortar 2 is a rather weakly armoured vehicle. And there we go. Is he going to start engaging? There we go. Damn, what a little fight here. Mortar is slowly retreating. And okay, the M15 does just surrender because I did get completely stunned up. I mean, that was a rather silly move, and now DuroSVK, he really needs to start attacking up top now, because there's nothing there. And he has taken good ground down below, managing to capture the town, and now he's moving through really out Panther, playing a strong role in its attack. And it is rather close on points. I mean, DuroSVK has quite a little bit to catch up to, but 6 minutes on a +1, yes, is easily doable, 776. And the SK-18 is going to be pounding the rifles up top. And I think Duro is going to be able to get a +2 soon if he manages to get his top hand side to crumble. And this is the problem against against 2nd Infantry versus Pegasus. 2nd Infantry doesn't exactly scale great into C phase, while you see the Pegasus division gets bloody Jagd Panthers, while 2nd Infantry lacks anti-tank capability in the later phases. And against a rail-placed tank like this, it's, well, right now it's been side-armoured, but against a competent player who knows how to keep his tanks alive, it's very hard to actually make an attack. Especially if you're fighting against a division that has King Tigers, it almost seems impossible for you to make a movement if they do have a King Tiger in a certain area. And Gabby going after the FW. Gonna be retreating behind his lines. Damn, 2 supply trucks completely used up. It was SK-18s are rather hungry sons of guns. There you go, DuroSVK slowly gaining the point advantage. Few Grenadiers attacking, Pack 43s pounding the Rangers porch. Damn, I think DuroSVK is gonna barely have enough to catch up. And a lot of counter batteries on Infamous's artillery. And oh damn, the Jagd Panther finally got destroyed there. And yeah, he just let it get side-shotted. I mean, it was out in the open. He's kind of just asking for it. And good movement there from Infamous, taking advantage and just getting a good kill. Really, he sort of kept it back a bit instead of having it out in the open over there. There you go, instant counter battery on the 76mm, but there's only a minute left, and DuroSVK is barely gonna have enough to draw. A few final fighter fights. And he's not going to be able to get a +2. Which is quite the same. If you manage to attack his top hand side and actually clear it, he should have been able to get a +2 point advantage and really just win the match instead of having a draw, because it seems like it's just going to go straight to a draw and probably on the exact same points. Yep, exact same point, 776 to 776. Literally a neck-on-neck match. But you can see Duro definitely had the kill advantage, yeah, by 800. Really just used to end with the major attack. But great play from both sides. I'm very happy just not seeing a airborne on airborne deck. But really the pivotal moment, yeah, was Infamous not managing to side shot with the Ranger Marauders, because he had a real good opportunity to do so. But he just forgot, essentially, is what happened. But just good play overall. And I think Duro could have been a bit more aggressive up top. He did have a nice defensive line. I understand once you set up a nice defensive line, you don't really want to attack. You want them to run into your defensive line. But sometimes it's best just to break it up and then start moving, because you never know. There might not be that many forces that you need to defend from. Anyway, I'm just rambling on. I'm gonna leave it off. Yeah, it's been another Rangaroo cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And usual, please just take it easy.